Hello everyone, this is today's video analysis for October 16, 2019. Today we're taking a look at the NZDUSD, the New Zealand dollar versus the US dollar for today's trade analysis. Looking here at the daily time frame, the trend has been down for quite some time. We go all the way back to the top of the black trend line. We're looking back into July 19. The market was all the way up here into the mid to upper 67, 0.6780, 96 is the blue shaded area top of the black trend line. Since July, we have put pressured lower all the way down to a new historic low, multi-decade low down here into the 0.62 level, the green zone at the bottom of the chart. In the past couple of weeks, though, we've seen a little bit of a rebound from that multi-year low into the green zone, bounced back up, went back into the low 63, 0.6330 or so, a little bit higher into 6350. And coming back down to the top of the trend line. Let's talk about that trend line for a moment. The trend line touching the highs all the way, of course, at the highest high, but touching this high right before the last low. Touching this high right here, right around September 12. So the highest high, September 12 high, touching the trend line there before the lowest low. And we can see recently the market has pushed above that trend line and now coming back down to test the top of it. So we can use that somewhat like a diagonal support resistance. I've talked about that in the trade room before. We often talk about, pretty much every day, everybody talks about horizontal support and resistance, and that's important to talk about. But I also think we could consider a diagonal support and resistance in this kind of fashion here, where you take a couple of trend lines and you could put them in a diagonal fashion like this, maybe even put that one above like this, and noting that there's going to be resistance underneath and support on top in a diagonal fashion. I kind of like it better like this though, in a diagonal fashion rather than that horizontal fashion that we typically talk about. So if you put it like that, we're on top of, we've had a breakout above what was resistance within the downtrend, now sitting on top of it as support. And typically, we'd be talking about that as a breakout strategy in a horizontal fashion where it gets above, retests, and then bounces back up. So we got to keep that in mind. This could be a higher low. If you think about that for a moment, if you're creating an uptrend, you're looking for higher lows to develop. Now, we don't know if it'll be that quite yet, but that's something to consider as well. Let's talk about the horizontal, the pink shaded area, 62.55, 62.70. Zoom it in a bit here, and you can see that pink shaded area at the very bottom of the chart. We challenged it here, no breakout, bounced back up. We did get underneath it briefly for these 2 days here, challenged back down to the green zone, turned around, got right back up, and we've been holding above that pink zone ever since. So it's a very interesting scenario here. Not only are we above the diagonal support resistance, the two trend lines, but we're challenging the horizontal as well, the pink shaded area. One of two things we're looking for today. Either this continues to go down, breaks out, we look for the breakout setup underneath the pink shaded area, 62.55, or we see sudden reversal, this turns around and goes back up. We'll keep an eye on the dollar today, US dollar. We'll take a look at that in the trade room later today. Is the dollar going down? Is the dollar going up? And what would we expect with that? Stronger or weaker USD would give us either the reversal to go back up or the breakout to go back down here for the New Zealand dollar. We did get some news out of New Zealand yesterday evening. We'll talk about that as well and how that has impacted the market. But I think it's very important that we watch for both of these things. Either we're looking for the breakout below the pink zone and a continuation, probably back down to the green shaded area and that multi-year low, 62.20.05, or we look for sudden reversal back above the pink zone. 4-hour time frame. Here it is right here on the 4-hour. Nothing really new here. I think we're still looking for the setup. We're still looking for it either to break underneath or suddenly reverse and get right back above that pink shade area. Next 4-hour candle could be either one. Next 4-hour candle could be underneath. Next 4-hour candle could be a large bullish candle back above the pink zone. We just don't know. So I think it's important for us to make sure we don't jump the gun. We don't assume, but we look for the clues and evidence that we need to make the confident trade decision on the New Zealand dollar today.
From Forex Traders Daily, this has been your daily analysis with Ross Mullins. If you would like to get Ross's analysis on all the currency pairs he's watching and all the trades he takes today, join him in his live trade room by clicking on the link below. Please leave any comments you have about today's video in the comments section below.